can we measure the activity of our hearts? We have three ways, either by measuring the pulse, second by using a stethoscope, or by ECG, which is the electrocardiograph. How can we measure the pulse? It's very easy. Just put your hand like that and bring the three fingers of the other hand, 1, 2 to close the artery, and the third to feel the pulse. Now I'm feeling the pulse. It's bouncing under my fingers. This is the first way, okay? How about the second way? The second way is by using a stethoscope. A stethoscope is used by doctors to hear your heart sounds. So what is a heart sound? Can you tell me after knowing the basic structure of the heart, we know that we have valves. When can we hear a voice, or when can we hear a sound? When we close the door or when we open it? Actually, closing the door will cause a sound more than opening it. That's what's going on when our heart valves close. So the heart sounds we're listening to are actually the closure of the valves we talked about earlier, or we mentioned earlier. The second thing is a stethoscope, as we mentioned, and the third thing, the most important thing, is the ECG. What is ECG? ECG is the electrocardiograph. Electrocardiograph is a graph that is generated from a machine after connecting electrodes into your body, so they sense the electrical activity of your heart. Let's simplify these things. In our heart, we have a specialized nervous structure producing electrical activity that causes our body to start pumping. We said that the function of our body is to pump blood, but how can our blood move from our heart to other parts if there is no generator? So the generator is a specialized nervous system, consists of nodes, and that conduct the electrical activity through the heart, from the sinoatrial node to the atrioventricular node, so the both atria are contracting together, and then from the atrioventricular node to the right and left bundles, so both ventricles contracting together. So you have atria contraction and then ventricular contraction. You don't have to memorize the name of the nodes, just know that we have specialized nervous system in our heart, and it's responsible for generating the electrical activity and causing the heart to start pumping. Okay, how about the waves of ECG? Those are the waves. We have P, Q, R, S, T. It's alphabetical, so don't confuse yourself by thinking of a word or something. P, Q, R, S, T. What is P? What is Q, R, S? And what is T representative of? P is atrial contraction. QRS is very large, so because it represents the ventricles. QRS are ventricular contraction. How about T? T is ventricular relaxation. So we have P, Q, R, S, T, atrial contraction, ventricular contraction, and ventricular relaxation. What does that mean? Atrial contraction is a wave that occurs when both atria contract together. When electrical activity is generated, then the impulse reaches the atria, so both atria contract together. This contraction is represented by this wave. How about QRS? QRS is the wave that represents ventricular contraction. When the electrical activity reaches this node, this part of the generator, and then reaches both ventricles at the same time, both ventricles contract at the same time, so the ventricles produce a wave called QRS. How about T? T is ventricular relaxation, when the ventricles relax. So you have atrial contraction, ventricular